Very good afternoon to one and all. Selvi madam, am I audible to everybody?
Sir, audible? 1 minute, 1 minute. Sir, audible, sir? Now
Audible?
start from audible, start
Good evening, one and all present here. If the sign on your heart says welcome, the love will come pouring in from everywhere. By Susan Jeffers. A very warm welcome and lots of good wishes. We, the members of Feminine Excellence, St. Mary's College, welcome you all to the webinar on the topic AIDS and Enigma, not a stigma. Dare to reach out your hands into the darkness to pull another hand into the light. The trouble is it's very difficult to pinpoint the most important thing because AIDS affect everyone in different levels of society differently and you have to respond to it differently. By Emma Thompson. Prayers long and elegant. They need only to come from a sincere and humble heart. Let us begin the program with the prayer song.
இயற்கையில் உறைந்தே
The soul should always stand ajar, ready to welcome the ecstatic experience by Emily Dixon. Now, I welcome Dr. Selvi, Assistant Professor, Department of Zoology, to welcome the chief guest.
A very good evening to one and all connected here. It is my proud and privilege to accord the warm words of welcome to our eminent resource person, Dr. Roshan Ryan, MDS, FICCDE, USA, Ryan Dental Clinic, Nungambakam, Chennai. He is the youngest son of the eye surgeon, Dr. Ryan. Doctor is a pediatric dentist with 15 years of clinical experience and 11 years of teaching experience. He is an alumnus of the prestigious Tamil Nadu Government Dental College and Meenakshi Ammal Dental College. Doctor was a school topper and a university topper in his postgraduate education. He authored a book named Children Dental Health Diary, a parental guide for the public. He is a pioneer in dental sedation in Tamil Nadu and one among the four runners in India. Shop for fellow dentists under his training academy called the Indian Dental Sedation Academy. He has hosted a website recently called www.toothtrauma.in with the pure intent of education the public about tooth trauma and its after effects. Doctor is a peer reviewer for International Journal of Pediatric Dentistry. His philosophy in life is what you do to others, you will be an active and dynamic, multifaceted person. As a resource person for today's program. Our excellence, I extend my sincere welcome to our secretary, Reverend Sister Flora Mary, Principal Dr. Sister A.S.J. Lucia Rose, Deputy Principal Dr. Sister Shibana, Controller of Examination Dr. N. Oroke Mary, Director of Feminine Excellence Dr. Glory,
ready, whatever is like that. Okay, you are all you are not students listening to your teacher. I am somewhere else. I am just going to give you some insight about what HIV is all about. Okay, and HIV, we are focusing on what is HIV, an enigma or a stigma. And this is my profile. And actually, Madam had given you a wonderful introduction to you all. Thank you, Madam, for this wonderful introduction of yours. And again, thanks to St. Mary's College Thoothukudi for giving me this opportunity for the audience here. Okay. My target audience for today is new millennial teenagers. Okay. They said first year and second year undergraduates of mainly zoology department is going to be the people who are going to sit here. So they are going to be in the age range of between 18 to 20 years. So, and it's all going to be women. So some information on HIV, which could be useful for you. Okay. And you could, you might have some thought process about this disease as such. Okay. And we would like to, whether if it is right or wrong, you should be able to tell us how you, what you had in your mind and what you have learned from this lecture at the end of the presentation. End of this presentation goes like, what is Enigma and what is Stigma? I would like to give you some brief outline. Why this resource person has been called? He is a dentist. Why this resource person has been called? You might all be wondering. And few myths about HIV. HIV means human immunodeficiency virus. Okay, it's a viral disease. So myths about the virus and the fact surrounding the myth. What is the fact actually surrounding the myth about the disease? Okay, why women are the majority victims in this disease? What we need to know about it. I have to overcome this problem and how to prevent this entanglement. Since being a dentist and specialized in the children, a note on HIV and oral health. Okay, so I'd like to give some briefing about oral health and its importance based on HIV, and a finishing note for the audience at the end of the lecture. So எப்பவுமே பார்த்தீங்கன்னா நான் வந்து ஸ்கூல்ல படிக்கிற காலத்துல ஒரு கிளாஸ்ல உட்கார்ந்துட்டேன்னா யாராவது சொல்லி கொடுத்துட்டு இருக்காங்கன்னா டீச்சர் சம்டைம்ஸ் தூங்கிடுவேன். Many of the times I used to little bit sleep. Minutes 30 minutes லெக்சருக்கு மேல நம்மளால ரொம்ப நேரம் உட்கார முடியாது கிளாஸ்ல. So அதனால whenever I do some lecture, what I used to do is I generally don't exceed beyond 30 to 40 minutes. My lecture time doesn't exceed beyond that. 3:54. So we would by 4:30. Okay. So that the audience doesn't get bored about the content. And after that, we can have some discussion or some kind of question and answer sessions. Or if you want to open up and ask some questions also, feel free to open up about HIV related or about dentistry also. I'm very happy to tell about that. No problem. Coming to what is Enigma. Enigma, you would
ரொம்ப மோசமா இருக்கு நெட்வொர்க்.
presentation. Okay. So why this resource person? அதனால எனக்கே தெரியல. பட் செல்வி மேடமோட தம்பி வந்து எனக்கு ஒரு பெரிய நல்ல நண்பர் எனக்கு. ஸோ அவர் வந்து ரொம்ப காலமா எனக்கு தெரியும். ஒரு 97லேருந்து எனக்கு அவரோட பழக்கம். ஸோ மேடம் கேட்டிருந்தாங்க. ஸோ ஆக்சுவலி ஐ கிவ் லாட் ஆஃப் லெக்சர்ஸ் ஆன் அதர் டாபிக்ஸ், பட் திஸ் டாபிக் இஸ் ஐ கிவன் இன் அ வெரி ஃபியூ ஃபாரம்ஸ், பட் ஐ வாஸ் வெரி ஹாப்பி டு கம். ஏன்னா இது என்னோட சொந்த ஊர் மண்ணு, தூத்துக்குடியில தான் நான் பிறந்து வளர்ந்தது எல்லாமே. ஸோ எங்க ஊருக்கே திரும்பி எனக்கு இருக்கட்டும் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு ஐ அக்செப்டட் திஸ் திங். Well, I will give you some tips about what is the importance of mouth. Then you will realize why this resource person was called. Okay, coming to the prevalence rate of HIV in India, இந்தியாவில் 21 மில்லியன் மக்களுக்கு இந்த டிசீஸ் இருக்குது. இட் இஸ் கன்சிடர் த தேர்ட் லார்ஜஸ்ட் எபிடமிக் இன் இந்தியா ஆஸ் அ டிசீஸ். டிசீஸ்ங்கிறது ஒரு வியாதி. தேர்ட் லார்ஜஸ்ட் எபிடமிக். இதுல என்ன ஒரு முக்கியத்துவம் என்ன, இதுல 60 to 70% வந்து இட் ஹேப்பன்ஸ் பிகாஸ் ஆஃப் தவறான உடல் உறவு முறைகள். இதனாலதான் இது நடக்குது. 60 to 70%. அதுலயும் 50%க்கு மேல இது வந்து இதுல அஃபெக்ட் ஆறது, இதுல பாதிக்கப்படுறது நிறைய பெண்கள். வழிமுறைகள்னாலையும் பாதிக்கப்படுறாங்க. அது மட்டும் இல்லாம அவங்களோட மேல் பார்ட்னர்ஸ் தவறான வழிமுறைகள்ல போறனால இதுல பாதிக்கப்படுறாங்க. ஸோ தட் இஸ் வை மேபி தே வுட் ஹவ் தாட் அபவுட் கிவிங் திஸ் லெக்சர் டு ஆல் யூ பீப்புள். ஸோ யூ ஷுட் தேங்க் யுவர் டிபார்ட்மெண்ட் பீப்புள் ஃபார் entertaining you about this topic at the young age, at the right age, I would say. If not at the right age, at the ripe age. இந்த பருவத்துல நீங்க இந்த விஷயத்தை நிறைய தெரிஞ்சுக்கிட்டீங்கன்னா கட்டத்துல இது ரொம்ப உதவியா இருக்கட்டும் அப்படின்றதுக்காக. So it affects about 21 million and 60 to 70% is because of multiple sexual partners, தவறான உடல் உறவு முறைகள். ஸோ இந்த மாதிரி விஷயங்கள்னால இது நடக்குது. ஸோ அண்ட் மெயின்லி it affects women in the society. So what are which increases the stigma and the discrimination surrounding HIV and AIDS? Okay, so I'm going to put you about 7 myths of fact, 7 myths, and surrounding that myth, what is the fact? Okay, HIV, AIDS are one and the same. HIV, AIDS ஒண்ணா? இது ரெண்டும் ஒரே is it the same? Because always these two terminologies are used interchangeably. Okay. Since HIV infection leads to AIDS, the terms HIV and AIDS are often used interchangeably. So HIV is an infection. If you get that virus inside the body, it is considered you are HIV positive. Okay. If this HIV positive individual can get treated for that problem, for the virus, and multiple problems inside the body, and because of which the immune system gets affected and he lands up with a problem called the multiple problems. Whenever there's multiple problems, we call it as a syndrome. Okay, so Okay, the symptoms go unnoticed: fatigue, long-term fever, sudden weight loss, and general habits of a person as a sign of HIV infection. Conditions, it is often thought of as a hidden disease. There is no definite way of telling if someone is HIV positive. The symptoms often go unnoticed. While some people may show some signs of infection like purple spots on the skin, unexplained weight loss, fever that last more than 10 days, otherwise the person looks normal. இப்போ ஒரு HIV இண்டிவிஜுவலாக இருந்தால் அவர் வந்து நம்ம படத்தில் காட்டுற மாதிரியோ அல்லது ஒரு ஆட்ல காட்டுற மாதிரி விழிஞ்சு போய் உடம்புல உள்ள கூடெல்லாம் அப்படி தெரியுற மாதிரி, ரெஸ்பிரேட்டரி சிஸ்டம்லாம் அப்படி தெரியுற மாதிரி பயங்கர வீக்கா இமேஷியேட்டடா இருக்கிறதுக்கு வாய்ப்பு கிடையாது. He will look a normal individual if he is HIV positive. அவரா சொன்னாதான் நம்மளுக்கு தெரியும். ஓகே, அதே மாதிரி HIV is not a disease which affects only the poor. மேல் தரப்பட்ட மக்கள், மிடில் கிளாஸ், அப்பர் கிளாஸ், anybody can get affected by HIV. Okay, so HIV means it is only for the poor அப்படிங்கிறதும் it is not true. And as I already told you, HIV is not a death sentence. If a person becomes HIV positive, it is not considered like a death sentence. Okay, it is a very manageable chronic problem. Chronic means it's a long-standing problem. Small, provided you maintain your health very well, provided you boost your immune system, provided you take regular drugs which has been given for that particular problem, you are supposed to live a normal, happy and healthy life, provided you have the proper support system around the society of you. So if you have the proper surrounding society support system, you are bound to live a normal life like a normal, healthy individual. So take it from me, it doesn't mean a death sentence. It is a manageable long-term disease. Okay, சில வியாதிகளுக்கு வந்து ஒரு டயபெட்டிஸ் வந்தா என்ன பண்றோம், மாத்திரை எடுக்கிறோம். ஒரு ஹைப்பர்டென்ஷன் வந்தா என்ன பண்றோம், மாத்திரை எடுக்கிறோம், கண்ட்ரோல்ல வச்சுக்கிறோம். அதே மாதிரி தான் ஹெச்ஐவிக்கும் ஆன்டி ரெட்ரோவைரல், வைரல்ல ஆன்டி ரெட்ரோவைரல் ட்ரக்ஸ் கொடுப்பாங்க. ஸோ அந்த ட்ரக்ஸ் கொடுத்துட்டு அந்த டைட்டர், அந்த ஹெச்ஐவி லோடு டைட்டரை வந்து நம்ம பிளட்ல வந்து இன்க்ரீஸ் ஆகாம நம்ம பார்த்துக்கிட்டோம்னா, you are bound to lead a very normal and healthy life. HIV spreads through mosquito bites because people think that it can spread through mosquito bites. It cannot happen because mosquito can bite from person and it can go to another person and it will not, what the blood has been taken from that person will not be put back into the another person. It always sucks, it doesn't release the blood. So it can only bite and take the blood, but it cannot carry. And once the blood is drawn from an individual, HIV doesn't stay, the virus doesn't stay in the blood for a very long period when it is out of your body, when it is out of circulation. So it is very, very less chance you can get transmitted from a bite of an insect or a bug from a HIV individual. You can't get HIV through oral sex. As oral sex is something called a sexual penetration, when there is some, it doesn't get transmitted through saliva or HNAL, but it can get transmitted to the semen or the vaginal discharge or from the blood mixed with saliva. It can get transmitted. So the chances of getting it is very, very less. It is about less than 4 in 10,000 cases. But it is less risky than other types of sex, but it is not 100% true. That is the truth. Okay. So இந்த மாதிரி உறவு முறைகள் தவறானது. பட் இதுல வந்து இது வந்து ஒரு ஹெச்ஐவி பாசிட்டிவ் இண்டிவிஜுவலோட வச்சிருந்தோம்னா the chances are very less to get it. The HIV cannot have sex. So இதுவும் ஒரு மித்து. So இதுல என்ன சொல்றாங்கன்னா, if they are HIV positive individual, if the partner who is going to be having it is better to know the person it is better to know about the other individual, and then if they give consent means acceptance கொடுத்தாங்கன்னா they can have a normal sexual life. So that is what they say. But it is always necessary to have the regular protection like use of condoms and recognize the risk of the oral sex when they have together. So how do you get or transmit HIV? So again, I repeat, it doesn't happen through your touch or your hug or through sharing things with the HIV positive individual. It can happen only through blood, semen and pre-seminal fluid, rectal fluids, vaginal fluids and breast milk. These are the all the secretions in the body can only transmit a HIV virus infection. Other secretions cannot transmit HIV virus infection. Why women are mainly at the receiving end of this disease, although this disease is mainly initiated by the males of the society? Since it's caused by unprotected sexual means, males are the main individuals who does this act. Women are the sufferers because women are at the receiving end because of the flesh trade in the society, because of physical abuse, because of sexual abuse and all those things. And women are always considered below par in the society by the males. So what are the reasons? We will go into one by one. There are several challenges a woman faces because of which a woman lands up at a higher risk for HIV. So risk of exposure because of the male partner not being correct, history of sexual abuse in a home environment, in an office environment, to protect herself. Okay, because of which they are not able to, they are not inaccessible for information because of their powerlessness and the inequality, because of which they want to they don't know how to protect themselves. Even if there is an individual, the HIV positive individual, coming to her for any kind of service, reproductive health service, or a flesh trade for him, for her, from him. Okay, because of which they are, since of their powerlessness and inequality, they are not able to protect themselves. And in a very hostile environment in which they work, or in a hostile environment even in their household in which they are brought up, have physical or sexual abuse which goes unnoticed, which goes unreported. It happens behind closed doors, because of which the impact of HIV or AIDS in their lives are very high, because they remain very silent. Poor women from receiving adequate healthcare and education. It actually also prevents women from getting adequate healthcare. And if they don't have the right education, they are not aware of the surroundings, they are not aware of what is happening around them. So these are two essential elements of preventing HIV or AIDS. So we need to be socially better in your economics condition yourself. Many societies, the gender norms and expectations, women are uninformed about many things, because they think that women should not know about these things. It is something like a taboo. It is considered like a taboo. They are denied of certain health services, which cuts them off from treatment or information about HIV risks. So these are why there is a very poor understanding of the disease as such. Very hostile environment, the environment in which they live, or where they work, or where they move around, is not a very conducive environment, because of which they'll end up with a problem. There is no tool for development more effective than the education of girls. The power of girls' education is very important. That is, people are here to know about, to know about the problem, to know about the disease as such. And at the end of 2016, it was found out that an estimated 1.1 million people had HIV. Of these, 258,000 women were women. 58,000 were women. So HIV is a disease which very majoritarily affects women. So women who don't know they have HIV cannot get the care and treatment they need to stay healthy. So they need to have good amount of information about the problem, so to stay healthy. up in a very severe form of the disorder. You or the society as such. Include all good system, population healthcare individual service design and implementation of it. Okay, whatever healthcare individuals who can provide good amount of counseling regarding any health problems surrounding